How we doing, everybody? And welcome to another episode of Getting Jiggy With It. I'm Will, and well, I'm back. So, of course, we were out for a little while due to the birth of our baby. So we are trying to get back in things. If you saw the community post, you'll know that most of the content will probably be more solo-based. So I haven't gotten the scheduling down. As you can see, we are in our new studio as it is. So of course, let me know down below if the video, the quality, everything looks good, sounds good, because different space, different ambiance, different echo patterns, different all that stuff. We also got our cameras have always been 4K, but I didn't have a 4K capture. If you're watching this, you can tell this is not a 4K video, but what the 4K capture allows me to do is up above, it'll allow me to zoom in. So we're going to try that on this unboxing. As you can tell from the thumbnail that you clicked on, this is an unboxing video for this heavy box for Tidal Blades 2 Rise of the Unfolders. So we're going to see how this works, especially with the minis, because that camera's way up there. So there will be some breaks, some cuts where I'm going to have to zoom in. So I highly doubt I'll ever be able to do this live. But it does mean during gameplay, though, we will be able to kind of zoom in on the character cards and the board a little bit more. We'll see if that helps. We'll see if you guys like that. With that said, let me go ahead and flip over the camera. All right, here we are. This is Tidal Blades Rise of the Unfolders by Druid City Games. It is there we go. 1 to 4 player game, 14 plus, 60 to 90 minutes. This is a sequel to Tidal Blades, but it is a different game. So the first Tidal Blades was like a dice chucking game to try to defeat the bosses, which I guess this is what you're going to be dice chucking too. But this is more of an adventure storybook game, so it's more of a dungeon crawl. So you have your characters go through there. We do have the core box, of course, but then because because me and my passion for minis, we did get the miniature set. So we'll go over the miniatures last. Like I said, I'm going to have to adjust the camera for that. And then we do have the plain white box, which I was confused, but then realized this is the Kickstarter content, which I will try to put back into the core box once we are all done. All right. So that's it. Let's go ahead and get into this box now. I do have to lean over because I don't know why, but the way the camera is now, everything's further away, even though I thought I got an arm that was long enough to go over the center of the table. But when it's completely zoomed out, it's perfect. Like it gets the table minus, I'd probably say 6 inches at the bottom, and it barely catches the top. So I'm kind of debating, do I want to replace that arm? We'll see. Like I said, all a new setup of how this all goes. We'll put the lid over there for now. So I did already open this. I didn't punch it. A lot of times I do punch, but this game doesn't have an insert. So I didn't want to kind of pre-punch anything just because it would have been all over the place because there's no baggies here. So I will eventually get baggies and baggie it all up and so forth. What's nice is the inside of the box, of course, you saw had no art there. And I like Mr. Cuttington's art. I really wish they would have really done themselves. But on the side, there is some art on the side of the box. And it actually wraps all the way around. It's beautiful, beautiful art. That's one of the big things that, draws you into the worlds that Druid City Games does. They get some great artists. So the first thing we have here is Mapbook C. And one thing that comes along with it, because Mapbook C is kind of thin, you do get this little board. And this board basically allows the Mapbook C to be at the same level, you can see there, and helps with the ring. So it kind of raises that up. All right, so this is just your map books. So you're going to combine these different maps with the different layouts that the book tells you to do for your for your scenario. Sometimes it looks like, okay, it's going to have some different additional player board area. So I love map books. That's one thing that we played. What was the first? I don't even remember the first map book we played. Maybe, I'm guessing it was Aftermath, because that was one of the first things we played on the channel. And I love map books because you don't have to set up all these tiles. Everything's right here where you need it to be. And you just kind of flip to the pages it tells you to flip to. Again, the art is really great. Don't know what that crazy thing is. Don't know what that, I guess it's an interior of something. Yeah, so these look like interiors. everything's hex grid movement. Like I don't know who came up with this, but that saying hexagons are the best of guns. I know Alex and Board Game Co. and them, they say that. This is a player aid. Normally I even take them out of these little plastic things so I don't have plastic all over the place while we're doing this. So there's the player aid. Let me go ahead and try my zoom. There we go. So of course I don't have my keyboard. I got to get all that set up so I don't have to keep reaching up there to do this. So there you go. So it has your status and abilities, and then it has your enemy turn overview. So player aids are always helpful that way you don't have to pull out the book. I guess we'll keep it zoomed in because, well, this stuff has text on it. And then this is the hero turn overview. Okay, so there looks like there's 2 player aids. So the little player aid, and then this big player aid. So this is nice too. So you have your hero turn overview and their steps, your free actions, your round overview, the hero dice faces, and shows you what the probabilities of the different dice are. And then a nice little icon keywords. Again, really nice rather than having to pull out the rule book every time. And this is the story, so a little prologue. And then it has each of the heroes, and I hope it's focusing on that. We don't know, but we're gonna hope it's focusing on that. But it basically gives the complexity for each hero, and then a little synopsis of the hero. So that way, while you're setting up the game, let the other players look at that, and they can pick out who they want. So now one other thing with this camera, so because this game has minis, I do plan to do some miniature painting streams, live streams, because I got so many minis. I need to get them painted. So I'm hoping I can get this when it zooms in to be a good, quality picture. If not, I'll have to figure out another way. Probably get another tripod and do it back behind me. Behind me, you can see over the shoulder. Yeah, over the shoulder. All my mini paints back there. So this is your path advancement. So these are your player sheets. So this is Reboxing sheet. And then it's got his path. So you level up as you're going through the story. I wonder how many you get of each. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so it looks like 5. So you can basically play the game 5 times, I guess. Or if you have multiple groups, you can have a different character for each group. That way everybody, your different playing groups have the ability to experience the story. There is a audio narration, and then foreteller app. I think that was included in the pledge I got. I don't remember, because sometimes I'll piecemeal. I'll pick and choose things. Like I didn't get the play mats. I didn't get any of that stuff this time. I didn't get the inserts. So that was one thing with this game, no insert. It was because it was being sold separately, so it was a way to keep the price down, because this was after Druid City, James' team broke away from Skybound Games, right? So they had to kind of reduce the cost as much as they could on their end to be able to get this, to market, basically. So here's your scenario book. Let me zoom back out. All right. So here's our scenario book. So same thing, 3-ring, nice binded book. I like binded books because they lay flat. So a lot of times I don't like these huge books because they're just wobbly. This is a little bit better because of the ring binder. You can kind of lay a little bit flat, or you can even do this, right? You can flip it over and just look at what you need to look at for your setup or your scenario. I don't want to ruin any of the stuff for it, but we'll just kind of skim through just to kind of see a couple little things here. So lots of story elements, lots of your objectives, so forth and so on. So I do know when I'm hitting at certain angles, it does look like the lights hit. I may have to change the angle. As long as when these things are flat, there's no reflection, I'm fine, right? Because then the reflection's only hitting when we do unboxings. But I'll have to see. They're kind of, I don't know what angle that is. They're kind of they're kind of like this and a little bit in. So maybe I'll put them a little bit more out, maybe. Again, all a work in progress. All right, and then you have 2 map books. So this is your map book A. So same as your map book C. So you got a nice little map, the fold. So of course, Tidal Blades, if you play the first game, there's this fold where these monsters come through, and then the Tidal Blades are the heroes that are learning and becoming powerful to be able to take out the monsters, and then you got your different regions in the world that they're building into. The other part of this campaign was the RPG. So that's going to have a lot more of the lore, a lot more of that kind of stuff. I don't have the capability right now, the ability to play RPGs. Not to say I wouldn't want to. I do want to get into RPGs, but most of them aren't made for solo, which is how most of our gameplay is. And even still, a lot of them aren't made really for 2-player, unless it's like this, where it's already built and you have a story you can go through and you control characters. So, don't know. I also don't think our channel is really designed around RPG or people that would watch RPG. And I do feel like this is a little bit of a waste, because in no scenario did it look like there was something on both sides. And the way this works is you're gonna fold this over, right, into the fold, and then you're just gonna put the other book next to it, right? So it's kind of, I feel like that's a little bit of a waste that they didn't do front and back. And now I gotta figure out where the front actually is. There we go. So that's A. I imagine B is, yeah, so B, it's on the opposite side, because this is going to go on the other side of A. And then everything's basically the reverse of what we saw. But same thing, yeah, there's just nothing here. I feel like they could have had a couple pages less by doing front and back. Maybe it was cheaper to do this because they could print the entire back for every. Well, see, the pattern's in the same spot. I was thinking maybe they printed a huge sheet and then printed a huge sheet on the other side, but that would still cost. You'd have to do double printing. So I don't know. Right. So here's your rule book. So I was complimenting the scenario book. I'm taking that back with the rule book. This is just no. Stop that. Now I imagine there's a lot of content, but I know a lot of times these kinds of books, they put lots of art and graphics and things like that, which fill the page, because otherwise the page wouldn't be full of text. But you do have table contents, which is nice, outlining different areas, different sections, your components, your standard scenario setup, your initiatives, your player setup. So that's what I mean. Like, a lot of this is just like, it's very big. I mean, I'm getting older. I'm having a hard time seeing things that are close up to me sometimes now. But like, even this, I feel is too big even for my eyes with bad vision, right? And it's because they want to fill these pages. I get white space. I do get white space, and you need to have white space. Otherwise, things are hard to read. I do doc tech writing for a living, so I understand that. Combat, shell shield. But this is just very hard to control when you're playing a game, right? If you don't have somewhere to do it. In the scenarios, your goals, items, the Naviri, an example of breaking wave, the Temple of the Breaking Wave, Citadel Research Lab. Okay, so these are different locations and what you can find the location. So that's nice. I was reading on, what is it? The Elder Scrolls. Right? Is that the one that comes on Chip Theory Games? I've got it on order, so we'll get that too. But people are asking, should you look ahead to see what a town has? And they're like, yeah, Chip Theory Games is like, sure, look ahead. There's know what's going to be in the town, because a lot of times you would know from rumors and things what a town might have and whether you'd be going that way anyways. Enemy info, status tokens, additional game concepts, jumping around. So there's solo mode. So for solo mode, there's two different solo modes. One would be, of course, standard multi-handed solo. And the other one here is you have what's called an ally. So rather than having a full board where you have a nine grid, so 3x3 grid, you have just these three. So it's a little bit easier to upkeep and maintain that type of thing. Items, so just keywords, ability keywords. Glossary is nice, so where you get definitions and things that may not be clear. And there is a quick reference on the back. I would have to compare this to the player aids we saw earlier to see how equivalent this is. All right. So this is what I said. I didn't punch anything just because I didn't have the bags at the time, so I'm probably not going to punch these now. Maybe I'll punch a couple things, just see. So these I'll be keeping just for the painting, right? So I have it. I haven't decided if I want to paint them as they are here, or if I want to do a wash technique like I did on the first game. So if you go check on the channel in the painting playlist, you'll see that I did a wash technique on Tidal Blades 1. I actually think I published the video during the Tidal Blades 2 campaign to kind of pull off of that because they offered a wash. So I was trying to show people how you could do it yourself, maybe a little cheaper. Their wash really wasn't that expensive. I didn't do it because I knew I could just wash it myself. And plus, I can make YouTube content around it. So here are your tokens, double-sided. The top here says disarm. Whoop, those popped really easy. So I said I was going to pop some things, but I barely tapped these. They come out nice and clean. So don't have to worry about that happening. Can I get him back in there? Oops. He is blue. Now, some games you can get the stuff you pop out back in pretty easily, and they stay pretty well. I know some people in games that don't have good inserts, they'll do that. They'll keep the actual token cardboard, right, the sheet, so they can put everything back in, and they just do that way, right? You pop out the thing you need. I want to think, who was it? They just did a review of Assassin's Creed, and that's what they did with Assassin's Creed. But yeah. So that's your tokens, and then more baddies. That looks identical to the other one. Now, whenever that happens, I always wish there was a number. I wish there was a number to let me know that, okay, I got sheet 1 of 2, sheet 2 of 2. Now, they are different colors. Okay, so these are different. So your enemies are going to activate based on their number. So you can see 1, 2, 1, 2, and this is the purple guy. This is the blue guy, purple guy, blue guy, and then. So they're going to activate based on these numbers. In the miniature box, you get colored rings to serve that same purpose. Of course, I can just paint the rings, but then there is these mutated ones, so there's different rings for that. And then here's that 9x9 grid. So this is your player board, and then this is how you activate your things based on where you put the cards. You can upgrade yourself throughout the game. Don't know what those are. -1 movement tokens, they look like. Some of these components, I know these are deluxeified in the miniature box. These I think are just standard. These little guys down here on the bottom, I don't know. They're the characters, and they're the monsters. So I figure they serve a purpose. And then these over here look like upgrade tokens. Let me zoom in on that. Yeah, so these are your player upgrades here. So you'll be able to slot those in and do upgrades. And then this tile is a hex. I'm guessing this goes on the board to denote something. All right. I like that zooming in thing. That's actually good. So this board is pretty much the same. I'm trying to check the 9x9. Looks like the 9x9 is the same for everybody. So that part is not asymmetric. What's going to be asymmetric is your powers. This one's different with these. These two are different because they have these things. Again, you have the little square dots again. Don't know what those do. I watched the playthrough, but it's been about a month now. Because of course, most of the other content creators got their game about a month ago. Mine just came normal Kickstarter snail mail. Initiative track. Okay, so I'm guessing that's where the little icons, because they're small and square and they look like they fit on here. So that would be your initiative track. Now, one thing somebody did post in the comments was that not all of the characters are minis. The one they pointed out was this. So I went back and looked, and on the graphics, he wasn't a mini. He wasn't shown as a mini. Now, he's a mini because he comes together with the other hero. But yeah, he's the only one. So I'm wondering if that little robot guy is maybe only in like a single scenario, a single one-off, or he's only used for a particular thing. So I'm seeing he looks mechanical. I'm seeing this kind of looks mechanical, like a little puzzle that you have to solve. So I'm wondering if he really certainly serves that purpose, so there's no reason to make him a mini. I guess if this gets popular enough, maybe, somebody online will make a mini for him. All right. I guess we'll zoom in because this is all cards and stuff. Oh, there we go. All right. Yeah, I need my keyboard working again. All right. So a little baggie, nice little baggie here. Boop, boop. So I think there is some blind drawing. It is kind of small, so I'm It'd be more like 2 fingers pulling things out of there. Standee bases, which I probably won't need. Here are the dice, or at least one set of dice. So they are translucent. Ooh, too far, Will. So they are translucent. Put you back in there. And then these dice, these were also upgraded as part of the Kickstarter. Let me do this. Let me try, because I know it has a hard time focusing if there's something behind it. Let me just plain white background, although white probably isn't the best color. I think I need to go black, because I know I need to do this for the minis, but this should allow it to focus just a little bit better. So they're translucent, so they have all the different attacks and abilities are all on these. Ta-da! Nice. All right, what else we got? So I was saying that those were the initiative track, but then you have, okay, this looks like health points and maybe your actions. And so you have the heart, and you have the little, looks like movement. And then you have, okay, like the resource. I recognize the symbols from when we played the other games, because I use the same symbols, but I don't remember. I don't remember what they do. I don't know what they do. And then very similar here. Very similar. These are +10. So +10 on them. And they're going everywhere. They are going everywhere. And then these just have stars on them. So I'll just pick up two of them instead. I guess I'm taking all 3. But yeah, they just have like a little star on them. That's all. Alright, what else we got? So secret envelopes, I'm guessing. This has a question mark, so I'm thinking it's a secret envelope. I know these are the character cards, maybe. All right, I don't want to go through this because it's got a question mark on it, so I don't know if you're not supposed to see these until you start doing the upgrades. So I'm not going to open that one. This one again is secret envelope, but it has the TB, it has the Tidal Blade symbol on it. So again, I will pull it out so we can see it. Okay, so these are the character cards themselves. So it says, stellar team player, persistent power. You and all heroes and you're flanking an enemy you are adjacent to. I don't know if these are... spoilery. Where's the rule book? Where's the rule book? Let's see here. We'll go to player setup and see if what we're supposed to do with these envelopes, or I guess go to contents. Let's see here. Picture of an envelope. There you go. 2 envelopes, 30 secret cards. Okay, so they are secret, so I'm not going to open them. There, you got one spoiler, which is the front, but it says these are secret envelopes. So I imagine you're not supposed to look at these until, well, until you need them. Until the book tells you to. We have a couple other things. I'm just random. Okay, so just black and white trackers of some sort. And then 2 more dices. 2 more dice. So a purple, and a. It's not like a reflection to focus. There we go, a little bit. And it doesn't focus very well when I do it like this because it's so far away. I think it was focusing fine when it was down on the board. When it's these tiny things, it never does know what to do. Silica pack, always important. All right, and then player boards, so they're all going to be the same. Your uncharged area, quantum resources. Right here is where I was saying this is where your upgrades go, your shields, and then here's each of your trackers. Okay, so synergy is blue, spirit is red, focus is orange, resilience is the green, wound track second wound track. So you have 2 different wound tracks. All right, so those are all the same. And then this is the bad guy's hit points. So you basically put the marker based on the color, whichever bad guy it is. I don't know why there are 2. I wouldn't think you'd get that many bad guys. I guess if there's 2 yellow, no, there can't be two yellow. I guess if there's 2 yellow guys, but then how do you remember which one's which? Huh. Yeah, we got 2 of those anyways. Another baggie. This looks like a monster baggie because it's got a picture of a monster. That's all on that side. And then we have lots and lots of cards. And there is no, since since it isn't an insert, there's no columns, no sections to put all these cards in. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to go through all the cards, but I'll open up and try to find some of the different cards that there are. Again, don't know how spoilery some of these cards are, like if you've got story elements and things like that. So this is your character cards. So these are what you're going to be putting on the. Yeah, I probably need to change the focus to be more pinpoint focus. Yeah, I'll fix that before my next unboxing. I'm going to do next. So these are your different cards that you'll add from your deck, and you'll put out in that 9 grid. Some of them are starter cards, and then some of them you can buy. See right here it says AS2. You can buy to upgrade AS3, AS4, and then they've got it for each of the different heroes. So there's 6 heroes, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then this is one of the NPCs, so I'm not sure why he has cards. Maybe once you rescue the NPCs. Yeah, because see, he's got a couple cards, and then she has a couple cards. So I don't know if when you rescue the NPC, do these cards get added to your deck, or do they come through as an ally? That I'm not sure about. And then you've got these ones here, which look like cards maybe you can buy to upgrade some of your abilities. And it looks like, I mean, that's pretty much what all these are. These are all just more. This one here says Coral Bug. So, sparring partner. So I don't know. Somebody will probably let me know down in the comments. I've had that happen before, and I appreciate that when somebody lets me know. Especially, like, I'm not, again, I didn't read the rules. I didn't watch a video recently, so I'm fuzzy on what a lot of this stuff is right now. But these are Coral Bug. Okay, so these look like the boss action cards. Yeah, so these are your boss action cards or your monster action cards. And then here's Sparring Partner. So again, not sure if these are like upgrades that you can get when you go to town. What else? So they are different. Is this more Sparring Partners? No. This is Martial Forms. It's got a little eyeball here. This is what I was saying. I normally started pre-unboxing because I hate doing this while I'm unboxing. Yeah, so I don't know what game we're going to get, just what game I'm going to start playing first. I do know from miniature painting, I've got some Extra Life minis I still need to paint, so I'm probably going to paint those first. I don't know if we're going to do Extra Life this year just because I'm afraid we're not really going to get that much. If I do, I may just start it on the 24-hour stream, which is November. But yeah, so I don't know what game we want to play. If I want to play one campaign game and keep playing that, or whether I want to switch between different campaign games, make one night campaign games, one night just whatever random game, maybe another night is, or night or mornings, because again, I don't know when I'm doing this. I don't know. You guys let me know what you guys like to see. So these have numbers G1, G2, G3. So, and they go like 30, and then it goes to this one. So that's 31. And then that's 61. And that goes all the way to 90. So again, don't know what these are, but since they have this same back, I imagine they go in with your character card as upgrades of some sort. So those are good. See, these have different backs, so I'm thinking these aren't upgrade cards. All right, and then one more of these little square decks. I don't know how I feel about square cards for your player deck. I get it because it works mechanically with the board that they make. So I guess, you know, I don't mind them that much. But I always feel weird. Like they're kind of weird to shuffle. Square cards are weird to shuffle. But yeah, so I don't know how I want to play. What I was thinking, and again, it's based around the baby, because everything is based around the baby and time and stuff like that. And of course, when Oddity can join or not join would change what I play that night. But I was thinking like Friday night, Saturday night, Saturday morning, Sunday morning. Maybe Friday night would be painting. Saturday morning would be campaign, hopefully from whatever I painted the night before. Sunday night would be maybe whatever new, or Saturday night would be whatever new game came in the mail. So again, these ones look like they go into your deck. A torn shoulder. Okay, so these are injury cards. So kind of like a regular deck builder, right? You're going to be adding to your deck, which may help or hurt you. Now these must be the starter cards. Okay, so these are the starter cards. This other stack, these were the upgrade cards, because this starts at A14. This one starts at A1. So these are all your starter cards for each of the characters. And then wound cards. Cannot be discarded from your Nexus grid. So same thing. You take a wound, and you're going to have to deal with that. Yeah, so that is the last of those little stacks. And this is the thing I was saying, like even in the box, the way they made this box are like these little slots up here at the top, but they're not the width of these cards. And these are too wide. I mean, I guess you put them side by side, but then you got to worry about them running into each other. Like I get it, the insert wasn't the key thing. I personally don't care because I don't want two boxes. I love the art. The art's great. It would look pretty on a shelf, but I don't want two boxes. So all my minis are going to have to go into that box anyways. So I really don't care that there's an insert or not. Because I have too many boxes. As you can see over my, this shoulder. Over my left shoulder. There's a pile there because I'm running out of space. All right, so these are, looks like the bad guy. Okay, so these are bad guy cards. The boss cards, Kraken, Greedo's. Okay, so here's Greedo's machine. So I was wrong before. Greedo's machine is an actual boss. So now it does seem a little bit strange that he didn't get a mini. The Strangler Queen. Maybe James will reply to that post in the Kickstarter page. Rogue Betrothed. Slisk. Horn Eyes. Mr. Dagon. And then the back has stuff as well. So this was Master Dagon, and then it says Chain of Patterns. When revealed, each player draws and discards a reward token. For each of the different symbols, something bad happens. All right. And then we got these. So these are your NPCs. The Takaro, Masinki, Leanne, and then same thing on the back. So Leanne here has quick-witted, move Leanne to the fastest initiative position. So abilities that they do as well. And then the bugs, or the mobs. So Coral Bug. And so if they're mutant, they have 9 HP. If they're standard, they have 6 HP. And they start on the initiative track at 3. And then the back just shows a picture of them. So each of the different baddies. Yeah, so there he is. There's Greedo's machine. Yeah, it's weird that there's no mini for him. Or there was, and the guy made a post and was wrong. I don't know. We'll find out. We're going to go through the miniature box. So I could have been saying this the whole time and been completely wrong. And then, of course, your NPCs. He has HP 9 times the number of players. Initiative 4. Ability Armored, blocks 1 damage for each attack. Heroes take 1 damage for each swirly blue thing when attacking this figure. Here's okay, so there's sparring partner, so there is something that goes along with those cards. Leanne and Braze. Alright. So these look like the cards that were in that TB, which means these are probably going to be all our player cards. Well, this is spawn cards, so I guess I spoke too soon. Alright. Okay. So yeah, so this is a character. So the path of flow. Competing in a tournament of heroes seemed impossible, but Dust found a balance. So nice little story thing. On the path of flow, Dust must gain access to the ability that let her manipulate the cards on her Nexus grid, rewarding her for... Shut up, phone. Rewarding her for chaining attacks in battle more effectively. So it kind of tells you how she plays. But then she also has Path of Grit. So you choose which way you want, and that's going to impact your game. Start from scratch, prove your worth. You have no action cards in your Nexus grid at the end of the turn. Flow 1, prove your worth, end your turn adjacent to. And so I guess if you do these things, you get these benefits. Again, haven't played the game, so you get a whole bunch of those for her. And then same thing, Eco. And then you got, what's his name? Blades. Big boy. You got the Braze. So you have Blaze and Braze. Then you have Sagashi. So these are the same characters from the first game. So it's now they're a little bit more veterans. So they go out. And then of course you do have the was he the teacher, the coach? I guess coach because it's more of like a competition. Krobak. And then the little orange card, it's kind of weird they put him all by himself. He goes with Sabak, and he has his own thing that he does. Fold glitch, all heroes put a random card from their hand. All heroes gain 1 spirit and focus. So that is fold glitch. Hibious glitch, same thing, it's got some numbers. And then here, at the end of the enemy's turn, resolve the 2 boxes in order. 1, spawn all figures on this box. 2, move all figures to box 1. Oh, so maybe that's what the little square tokens are. You put them in the blind bag, and then you can draw them out of here for spawning. Don't know. Oh, I noticed the light little scratch on that card. No big deal to me. I did not buy sleeves, because I do not buy sleeves. I get sleeving. There are games that I feel like sleeving is very important because you're shuffling constantly. Which if this is a deck builder with those little square cards, I may have made a bad decision. But other games, I don't know. So I got Andromeda's Edge, which I haven't unboxed, I'll probably unbox. And it came with the sleeves, because they all came with the sleeves. That was such a nightmare to sleeve all those cards. Like, it just felt so tedious for, in my opinion, very little gain. Especially with the games that give you nice quality cards with a linen finish. Your damage is very minimal on those. So this is the Chronoseum event. So this is your event deck. Gravity Whirlpool, Water Cannon, Time Loop this round. Each hero may make 1 free reroll. And then these are, looks like a plus or minus. You flip it. These are, difficulty modifier. So you can make it harder or easier. That's right. Depending if you win or you lose, this is a fail forward game. So depending whether you win or you lose, the difficulty will get easier or harder. Encounters. Okay, so this is how you meet the different people. And they're going to give you an option. And then I guess, yeah, and then it's got an answer on the back, so I don't want to reveal that to you guys. But yeah, so all the different people you'll meet. Lots of people. All right. So that is it for this box. So let me get it all back in here. See, so even these cards are too big to really fit in there correctly. I'm just going to shove all this back in some manner or another. These are all going to slide everywhere. I already know it. So can I put them like this? Maybe if I took out the big thing here, maybe. Shove them all right here. It is the right height, though, so they do kind of stay. But there is a gap down at the end. Shove that in there. That works. Right. Now I have big bump. Right. Back in here, there, and there. Now, before I put anything back on top of this, we do have this box to go through. Like this. All right. Keep that there so we have our white background. All right, so these are the bonus adventures. So it's a scenario book. So there's 5 bonus adventures in here. This was for the Kickstarter. So they gave me 5 bonus adventures. There are additional monsters and NPCs for this. They have right here. So you got 2 new NPCs, 1, 2, 3 monsters, I guess. Yeah. So this just adds, and then these we saw on the other one, so it actually adds 2 more of these guys into the mix. And then your square cards for all of the stuff that was in there. So same thing, your NPC cards, your monster cards. Oh, it's a friendly. Okay, so he's a nice guy. Friendly squid spy. All right, and then you have the monster, the Korra. So at the very end, I guess you have a boss, the monster that you have to fight. And then here are the other cards. So friendly, Misiki. So I'm wondering if these 2 kind of go together. And then Akora is the boss. Quantum weakness. Oh, okay, so I'm on the wrong side. I started the wrong way. What is it? Garakuda. And then Sandaconda. And Arset. Yeah, that guy. That's how you figure it out. That guy, good guy. Flip it over, that guy. Angler. Not sure. I'm thinking he's an NPC. Although his cards kind of are colored like that guy. And then, of course, the actual spawn cards. So Arset, 30 HP. Ooh, each, it says. At least 7 times. Oh, he's got different body parts you have to hit, and 7 times the number of players. Oh, no, he is a boss. Okay, so he's a boss. Angler's a boss. 15 times the number of people. And then some kind of track for Akora. And then, yeah, then your NPCs. All right, so we'll throw you in here. We'll get you all sorted out eventually. And instead of a book, you have just maps. You just have map pages. So instead of a whole book. Now, I don't know. I guess there really wouldn't be an easy way to get this into those other books. Now, this one, though, is double-sided. So remember I was saying in the book they weren't double-sided, and that seemed weird to me. This one, all the way up till this one, is actually double-sided. So, don't know. But yeah. Lava doesn't look good. I guess that is the only thing. You wouldn't be able to put them in a book. Because, see, these are all A. Well, these are A too. So A10, A8, oops, backwards. Yeah, A1, A2. Oh, you got the arena. So that makes sense with the guy on the little ski-doo. And you got the desert. You got some kind of jungle. Oh, yeah. See, so you wouldn't be able to put them in a book because there's the other half of the arena. Yeah. So, okay. 1, 2. Oops, I got them out of order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So that is that. I don't need this no more. Well, I might need that for the minis. Or I might grab. Listen, I got to change the camera anyways. I might just grab. I got a play mat that's black on the back. All right, so let's get all this, the rest of this back in the box. So I'm going to punch these later. And get my baggies. Up, up, up. Okay. Actually, I probably should have put these further down. Oh, well. Oh. Ooh, that's a tight fit, guys. That's not really a tight fit. That's a not fit. Well, maybe. If I push down. If I push down. All right, so there is that. So let me go ahead. I'm gonna drop the camera that way we can get a little bit closer on the minis because I don't think this will really get a good glimpse of the minis. So I'm gonna drop the camera down, and then I'm gonna do the pinpoint focus. So let me do that. Okay, camera's all set up. As you can see, we are a little bit closer. So this is the miniature set. Again, beautiful art by Mr. Cuddington. And actually, Mr. Cuddington now is a team because it's him and his wife. And it does connect. So you can see here on this side, this connects to the edge of the box, which is cool, looks good. The original Tidal Blade box was huge as well, which is very annoying. But again, I need to conserve space, so this beautiful box art is probably going away. So here you go. It actually has, so it's got a little page, shows you what is where in the box. So that is nice. And yeah, it doesn't say that there is a little robot guy. Because here are your heroes, your NPCs, your bosses and exclusives are all in the middle, and then you got your deluxe components. So there we go. So this is how the box is laid out. You can see them there, and then we will head and we'll zoom in. Ooh, yeah. So this might work. All right. The black seems to help a lot. So I'm only going to do like one of each, just to show you guys how these look. You guys can get an idea. Like I said, these are the unwashed versions, but I will be doing well, I gotta paint these. So like I said, if I do a live stream, I'll do a live stream painting them. What was I talking about? I don't know if I want to paint them or if I want to just do a wash on them. So here is the, ooh. Oh, I told it to focus on a particular spot and I might not be zoomed in on that spot. Yeah, I don't think I told it to, I don't know where I told it to zoom. All right. Okay, so here's the first little guy, if it wants to focus. There you go. So just a tentacle. I might need to turn that thing off real quick, that thing. Pretty good detail. Does have like the, yeah, it keeps trying to focus. Let me turn that off. Okay, let's try this better. Yeah, much better. Much better when I put the square where the thing's going to be. I put it when it was zoomed out, so then when I zoomed in, it wasn't in that same spot. So here we go. So lots of good detail on it. So that'll pick up a wash really easily if you want to do some kind of wash or dry brushing. So this one has like the little feathery thing. So there's 4 of this. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, there were three in the box, or there was 3 plus the friendly one, right? But I thought there were 2 different types. So that's now kind of making me think I want to wash these instead of paint them, because there was like purple ones and there were blue ones. So now that's kind of got me thinking towards the wash again. There's a little guy here. I don't know if we're gonna be able to get him, but the little guy here, he's got his little sword. He's like a little alligator frog iguana thing with a big old fat tail. He got a big old fat tail there. But yeah, so same thing, really good, nice detail on these. Hopefully this is zooming in for you guys. Again, this is the first unboxing I've done, and my screen is like 20 miles away from me. You got this guy here. He's like some kind of, gotta reset, gotta take him down to the bottom, bring him back up. So he's some kind of like, he kind of looks like a scorpion, like a centipede. Except for he's only got these mandibles here. Ugly face only mother can love. And then at the same time, he's kind of like Cobra-like. But this really good detail on these. These minis are really good. Like the Wonderland Wars minis were good. The previous games minis were good, so I didn't expect anything less with these ones. Now this one is the like centipede guy. So that's here. So if I was doing mini painting, and I guess you guys can let me know, because I do mini painting, do you think this would be a good, setup? Do you think this is enough to be able to see what the characters are and what's being painted? Because with mini painting, I can't go any higher than this, because I gotta keep my elbows to the table, because you can't mini paint like this. Now, like with showing these off, I might be able to like raise them up a little bit. I don't know if it's gonna, there it goes. It eventually focused. It's really slow. So like I could show off minis by raising my arm. No way I could paint a mini like that. So that's a little scorpion dude. These are like little dog-like creature things. Oh, they're kind of ugly now. They're like little rat dog creature things. Let me see if I can get this raised. Keep it. There you go. It's a little dog little guy. A face only a mother could love. There we go. And then, so another bug, like some kind of bug creature thing. They're cute bug creature things. So at least they're cute. So like, odd that he doesn't like bugs and creatures and gross things sometimes. At least these guys are kind of cute. They got, you know, because they use the Mr. Cuddington's art style, right? And he's got a very cute type art style, very cartoon, very I don't know. It's very clean. I just like his art style. Him and the Micho. I've heard it both ways. Nobody has corrected me one way or the other. Anything with his art on it is usually an insta back for me. And this is like a little squid guy. Little squiddly bits. So he doesn't have as much detail because I mean, not much to him. But right here with the tentacles, like they're really good and detailed in there. Like like I said, you put a wash on that's gonna look really good. And then a warrior dude. So a little bit soft, which is fine. So that so you don't have to worry about breaking. This is a little bit sturdier. It's his tail. It's a little warrior guy. No, too far. So because I'm zoomed in, just every little bit moves it. Very good detail on these minis. I really like these minis. There you go. So that's him. And you got this little blob thing. Oh no, it's a crab. These little crab guys. I think these are the guys that you see in the very first game. So that's the other thing is like when I paint these, I just paint the whole game. I think there's like 80 minis. Or do I just paint chapter by chapter? All right, paint on Friday. Like I said, I don't know what my live stream is going to be, but say paint it on Friday night for that chapter, and then play it the next night. That would make sense with so like Oathsworn. We have Oathsworn, and I need to play that. And there's spoilers, so I think that would work really good with Oathsworn. Is on say this one I would have to switch it up, right? Like on Friday night, play the game, the city phase, figure out who the bad guy is. And then on Saturday morning, paint that mini, and then Saturday night could then play the next part of the campaign. But you guys let me know, right? Would that be entertaining content? As it would be. So a little bird creature guy. Can't say he's not ugly. He's not pretty. He's just a bird creature. He's standing on a tree trunk. Now, one thing, and didn't mention any others. Of course, is they all have the flat base, right? The way molds and things are now, then since you're not doing multicast, and I think that was the thing with like older ones is you would have to cast the base and then attach it to the mini. A lot of these are single cast, and even if they're multicast, it almost should be standard now that you have textured bases. I mean, in some cases, like this little guy, they gave him a rock to stand on. So this is like a little crustacean guy, I guess. So, but then most of them, it's a flat base, especially the humanoid ones, and they're just standing on a flat base. So I don't know what he is. He's got a little bit of detail here in the mouth. I highly doubt that will show up on camera. Even if I do get it closer, maybe it looks like it might be showing up. That's what 4K does for you guys. So there's 5 of those little guys, and then there's 6 of those guys. There's one, he's kind of split apart. And then there's these sandworms. My problem is after I do that kind of zoom in, it has to find me again. Maybe if I'll just put it back up where it belongs. There we go. It likes it when I put it up there. So yeah, very ugly looking sandworm. Good detail though. Look at that. Yeah, really like these minis. And so these were the same minis. Like if you were doing the RPG, you could pick up the minis because they were separate. And that's another reason why the minis were separate. I mean, again, it kept the cost down, which is a key point. But by having it as a separate add-on, you could choose to have the minis for your RPG. So this is what the bottom of the box looks like. So it's got minis on that side, and it has the rings and other things on this side. I'll just quickly go through the squishy bits. So these shells are different from the first one. In the first one, they were blue. And in this one, they're more this pearl looking color, which is still nice. I like deluxeified bits versus cardboard. So you get that. And then this one, you have the squishy bits. These wells are very big. I think they're bigger than they need to be. Love squishies. Love squishy bits. And it's one of their things from the first Tidal Blades, right? They have the little squishy melons. So you have your squishy melons here too. All right. And then you have 2 sets of rings. So somebody said these don't stay on the mini, so we're going to try. You also have different size minis, so I don't know if the rings are... Oh, these are soft rings too. So they're soft rings. I like soft rings. Soft rings are nice for minis, right? Because if you do paint them, you don't have to worry about them scratching every time you have to put them on, put them off. I can just paint the rings, but I need to double check again those colors, because if you have to use, now that I think about it, if you have to use the tentacle arms for more than one mob, then I wouldn't be able to paint the rings, because the ring colors are different on the 2 different mobs. So now I'm kind of confused. I would assume that neither one of those 2 show up at the same scenario, is my assumption. So these are the regular rings. And then for the mutated rings, what they did is let me see if I can show the difference. Let me get a better color, like blue maybe. Probably not. All right. So the mutated rings, what they did was they made them, there we go. They made them sparkly. So you can see here they're sparkly rings versus the regular rings. So on the table, I don't know if that would make a big enough difference for you to tell. Like here you can tell because it's flat, you can see all the sparkles from the lights, but on the table, I don't know if you'd be able to tell the difference. Now, the question is, because like I said, somebody said that the rings didn't stay on, these ones didn't stay on too good because they were tight, and what was happening is they were pushing the mini out of them. I don't know. I don't see anything. Well, you guys can't see him at all. But like, he's there. Pick him up. I don't know what the person was talking about, but it's on BGG, so I'm gonna leave him like that, and maybe we'll know by the end of the thing. Let me put a couple on a couple different guys. That way we can get a idea. That guy on there. And we'll put this one on this guy. All right, and we'll see what these rings do. Maybe it's during the gameplay over time. But again, it might be because same as mine, the minis aren't painted, so there's no texture for it to kind of hold on to. So maybe once it's painted or washed, and then you have your acrylic varnish on it, maybe they will stay better. I don't know. But we're gonna. I don't even have them sitting. I have them sitting to where the ring should pop off if the ring's gonna pop off. So let's put all you guys back. We'll put all you guys back. All right, put you to the side because I got rings over there. All right. Next, need to see what's what. All right, so we'll do the heroes next. So this is our first hero, and I don't remember their names. I think this wasn't Blaze, right? Was it Blaze? There's 2 guys with very similar names. One was Blaze, one was Blades. So this must be Blaze. So a little thin thing, but that's good. It's got good bend. But again, even small like this, he's got really good detail. Next one is the Oh, it doesn't. I thought it had his little buddy. It doesn't. Oh, it does. Okay, he's on a rock. Okay, so we'll do them at the same time. It's like, oh, they missed his little buddy. It's like, I'm be very sad if his little buddy wasn't with me. All right, so there we go. So this is Sangachi, something like that. I don't know. And his little buddy. So again, really good. Same thing. Just enough bend to where if it hits against something, it's not going to break. So that's him. And then we got the. So this is Blades. There we go. So the big alligator dude. There we go. So big alligator dude. Again, just really good detail. Like on the back, he's got like an emblem back down here. So, and it's very easily discernible, which means if you're painting, right, very easy to touch that and just get the color on it and not have to worry about like, you know, painting his entire back by accident. And then the mentor, turtle man, turtle dude. No, he's not turtle dude. That'd be my other box, my Ninja Turtles. Speaking of, there's tons of Ninja Turtle stuff right now. There was Rocksteady and Bebop, which of course I wasn't making content, so otherwise I would have complained to everybody else. I did make a post on my blog about it, where just, you know, Simon really ticked some people off. But then there's the Unmatched Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And then Mythic Games with their, you know, craziness that's going on. Simon Vault Super Fantasy Brawl. And the upcoming Super Fantasy Brawl rematch, redo, new update and conversion, which they are going to have an upgrade kit for the original game, is going to have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And then they made a hint with the word combat with a K. So everybody's thinking there will probably be a Mortal Kombat expansion as well, which would be kind of cool. I don't know if I'll do Super Fantasy Brawl. The current iteration really doesn't have a solo mode. And again, I don't know how much Oddity is going to be on the channel. I mean, I guess I could play against myself, play me versus me. I've seen channels do that. I don't know how well received that is, if people like that. So you got this guy here. I think is he the guy from the... No, he'd be a boss. So he's an NPC. So this is one of the NPCs. He's got a little kitty cat looking dude with wings. He's like a dragon. You got, I think this is the girl. What was her name? Leela or Liam, something like that. With her daggers. So, again, really good looking mini. Oh, she got like a harpoon gun there. That's awesome. All right, what else we got? And then we got Little Chia. I think this was Leela. The other one, I think, it was something else with an L. But I think that was Chia, a different name. So there you go. I do like that they're kind of dynamic poses too. They're not just like generic poses. And then this is the squid guy. He's supposed to have, I thought, 3 tentacles. Oh, there's his tentacle. So he's got 3. He's a 3-piece. And each one it was seven times. I remember it was 7 times the number of players for each body part. So he's got 3 body parts. He's got the head, the body, and then his tail. Again, really good detail. I mean, you can see the crease down the side. These are all single cast as I'm looking at them. I don't think any of these are multicast. And you can see in the bottom, see it's an injected molding. And they just, you know, it's hollow to help save on cost. So that was a stretch goal. He's a stretch goal character. This was the other stretch goal character. I forget what his name was. Yeah, so he was the other one. Blades on his arm, turtle shell. So maybe he's like the mentors. Like maybe they were both growing up together, or maybe he wanted to be the mentor and he didn't get the position. Who knows? All right, so here's our first big guy, and he actually has 3. Come on, he's got 3 circles. So that means he's going to take up 3 grid spaces on the board. And I saw that in the punch board, rather than the acrylic standees, some of them had like, it was a blue triple ring like this. as what you put them in instead. But again, really nice looking, little crabby patty. We got Mama Squid. Same thing. She's a triple box. But we have Mama Squid to go with the baby squids. And then we have, what else we got in here? Okay, we got the lion. So he's from the main game, I think. He's a big lion. More like a gremlin lion. I'm getting a look at his face now. It's kind of more like a little gremlin troll lion. Yeah, see, it's got like this weird tail, very well textured tail too. Looks really good. Then we got, I don't know, whatever this thing is. Very ugly looking Toad Man. Come here, Toad Man. There we go. Very ugly looking Toad Man. Hello, Toad Man. Again, nice texture on his robe. That's really nice. Like even in here, I can see like there's a fold right down in there. And then these were the kitty cats from the expansion, or from the stretch goals. So those are the kitty cats. Is there only 2 of them? Yeah, there's only 2 of them. So those are the kitty cats. So same thing. So that's why I said some of them have like a little bit of a base because they're standing on something for the dynamic pose, which is good. The dynamic pose is good. Makes it so everything doesn't look so bland and just statuesque. And then there's a bunch of little guys. I'm not sure what all these little guys are for, so we're just going to do all the little guys. So I know the one guy, I know he was an NPC, so maybe they're all 3 NPCs, but they were in the middle with the bosses. So maybe they're all from the stretch goals as well. So that's those. All right. Did I do I don't remember if I did the little girls on the bottom. I think I skipped them. Hang on. Forget where they went. Ah, where's my picture? Okay. So he goes in here. Yeah. And then the guy with the daggers goes here. And this little one goes here. Yeah, I don't remember if I did these, so we're gonna do them. We'll do them again just in case. All right. So these were the. I don't think I did these 2. So these are the other 2 heroes. So again, nice bendy. I mean that with the little spikes there. That's great. I love that. And then her little blade swishing down right there. Yeah, I mean even her quiver. Really well done. Really well done. All right. All right. So we're going to come back over here to the things, and I will tell you, like this one did pop off. Yeah. So this one popped off. So it did eventually pop itself off. I would have thought the weight would hold it in, but maybe not. Maybe it's not heavy enough. So one way that you can at least get the weight, one I would say is just texture this up, right, to get it some grip somehow. Similarly, you could do in here. Sometimes these have some kind of agent on them, right? Just through the manufacturing. So washing them, cleaning them sometimes can make them less greasy. Same as these minis. They sometimes can have release agent on them, or they can have some type of what they call weeping or off-gassing because the chemicals are coming out of them, depending on what they're made out of. So washing them sometimes can help as well. But that was the red one. The blue one seems to be okay. Like it stayed on pretty good. And the purple one stayed on too. So I don't know if it's mini to mini, if it's ring to ring, whatnot. But that is, I don't know. I don't see that it's that big of a problem, but I mean, it could be annoying. But I imagine there's going to be lots of ways to, not to say prevent it, but to fix that. So here is the big old thing of minis. I'm going to put these guys back where they belong. So it does have a little bit of snappy snap in there. As long as you varnish your minis, you shouldn't have to worry about that wearing anything off. Again, Mine won't even probably be in this box anymore, because it would fill up that entire box, and therefore I would not be able to store everything in one box. So mine are just going to probably be in baggies. I'll probably put each group of these guys will just be in one baggie each. Or something that you can do is, I've got it over there, and I'll probably make another video of it. It used to be called the Cavassal. Now I think it's the Harvana or something like that. It is a letter tray that actually fits inside of IKEA calyx shelves. The letter trays from IKEA, and it's metal, so you can actually put magnets in the bottom of your minis and be able to, well, store them in that. Okay, there we go, guys. That was Tidal Blades 2, Rise of the Unfolders. Need to get the name down. If you would like to see this gameplay, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. We are trying to get back up and running, try to get some content, but of course, this is probably not the best time because holidays coming up with November and December and whatnot. We'll try to get some content, get better about doing some unboxings at least for you guys whenever a new game comes in the mail. If there's anything that we talked about, or I talked about, because we weren't talking because this isn't a live stream, that you would like in the future content with those live streams, the paintings and so forth, well, let me know down in the comments. But until next time, guys, peace.